My name is Melissa. I'm standing in my daughter's empty bedroom, the silence deafening. The bed is gone, and half of the stars we painstakingly painted on the ceiling are now covered with gray primer. It's as if a part of our world has been erased. My mother stands in the doorway, arms folded, a look of determination on her face. "We voted," she says flatly. "You don't get a say." My sister, Ava, is on the floor, taping up a box with my daughter's name, Emily, scrawled on the side. I take a deep breath, trying to keep my composure. I've always been the calm one, the one who doesn't raise her voice. But this is too much. Let me rewind a bit. I've been a nurse for 8 years, mostly working night shifts. The extra pay was crucial as I saved every spare dollar in a credit union account. 2 years ago, that account turned into a small house on Elmwood Street. It was a fixer-upper with an old-fashioned kitchen and a porch that leaned a bit to one side, but it was mine, all mine. Emily was 5 when we moved in. She was fascinated by the night sky, so we spent a weekend on a step ladder, painting stars and constellations on her ceiling. She named one star after our dog, Max, and another after me. When the lights went out, the room would glow with a soft, blue light, and she'd whisper goodnight to each star. 3 years ago, my father had a serious heart problem. He needed a long recovery period and money was tight. My mother asked if they could stay with me until he got back on his feet. Ava, my 27-year-old sister, came along too. Just until they said.
But those words turned out to be a trap.
My father recovered, but he never really left. They just settled in and I let it happen. I was too busy taking care of Emily, making sure she was happy and healthy. Slowly, they started to take over the house. My mother rearranged the cabinets so that everything was where she liked it. The calendar on the fridge became hers, and the best chair at the dinner table was reserved for my father. Ava was into social media. She wanted to be a wellness influencer. She had a ring light, a tripod, and a phone full of videos that hardly anyone watched. She kept saying she needed a proper space to film, a place to grow her brand. One Tuesday evening, we were having dinner. It was a normal night, pasta and garlic bread. Ava set down her fork and said, "I've been thinking about getting a proper studio space." My mother nodded immediately, as if she'd been waiting for this. Ava spread her hands. "I just need a room with good light and a door that closes." Her eyes drifted down the hall, towards Emily's room. I kept my voice steady. "That's Emily's room." Ava shrugged. "It's a big room for a little kid, and she's at school during the day anyway." Emily was right there, building a fort with couch cushions, pretending not to listen. But I knew she was. I said firmly, "She's 6. She's supposed to be at school, but this is her room." My mother folded her napkin neatly. "Melissa, we're just talking as a family. Nobody's making any decisions tonight." That word, family, it always seemed to be a prelude to them taking something from me. I repeated, "The answer is no. It's her room." Ava rolled her eyes and looked at my mother. My mother gave her a small, reassuring smile.
"Don't worry.
Leave it to me." I should have seen the warning signs, but I was tired. That night, I tucked Emily in. She held her teddy bear, Mr.
Cuddles close.
"Mama, can we paint more stars when you're home?"
she asked.
"Of course, baby," I said, tracing one of the stars above her bed. "All the stars you want." The next day, I had a double shift at the local hospital. I kissed Emily goodbye before she woke up. She mumbled something about me painting stars, and I promised I would. At the hospital, it was a busy day. I was in the middle of a critical case when my phone started buzzing in my locker. I couldn't answer it. There were lives at stake. By the time I could check my phone, there were 3 calls from my mother, 2 texts from Ava, and a call from an unknown number. I told myself I'd deal with it later. When I finally got home at 9:40 that night, the house was lit up like a Christmas tree. The front door was unlocked, and the smell of fresh paint and packing tape hit me as soon as I walked in. I walked down the hall to Emily's room and saw the nightmare in front of me. The bed was gone. The dresser was gone, and half of the ceiling was covered in gray primer. Ava was on the floor, sealing a box with Emily's things. "Where is my daughter?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. My mother appeared behind me. She's with her father for a few days.
She's fine.
Travis hasn't seen her in a while, and he's still her father. My mother lifted her chin. We talked it over. We voted. You don't get a say. I felt a cold, calm anger wash over me. I picked up Mr. Cuddles from the half-packed box and walked to my car. I called Travis. He answered on the second ring. Melissa, hey. I was going to call you. Your mom said you were burned out and needed a break. She asked if I could take Emily for a few days. I took a deep breath. I didn't ask for that. I'm coming to get her.
Travis sighed.
I knew something was off. Emily was crying the whole way here. She kept asking when you were coming. I'll be there in 45 minutes, I said. Tell her I'm on my way. On the drive to Travis's, I had time to think. I realized that my mother and sister had been taking advantage of my kindness for years. They thought they could do whatever they wanted because I was always the calm one. When I got to Travis's, Emily ran out of the house and into my arms. I held her tight, feeling her small body shaking. Let's go home, baby, I said. On the drive back, Emily fell asleep with Mr. Cuddles in her arms. I knew I had to do something. I couldn't let them keep walking all over me. The next morning, my mother made pancakes, as if nothing had happened. She slid a glossy brochure across the counter. I've been looking into refinancing. With everyone's income, we could get the whole family on equal footing. I set down the coffee pot carefully. Refinance whose house? She smiled. Our house, Melissa. It's silly that it's all in your name. What if something happened to you? I realized then that they weren't just after Emily's room. They wanted the whole house. Ava wandered in. The studio launch is on Saturday. I've invited some collaborators and a photographer. It's going to be great. I nodded slowly. Inside, I was making a plan. If they wanted an audience, I'd give them one. That afternoon, I found Ava's tablet on the kitchen counter, unlocked and still charging. The screen was on a group chat named Elmwood House. I wasn't in it, but my mother, father, Ava, and even some distant relatives were. I scrolled through the messages. They'd been planning this for weeks. My mother had written, "We'll present it as a family vote. Melissa won't fight the whole family. She never does." There was also a photo of a quit-claim deed, half filled out with a note saying, "Get deed assigned. Tell her it's for the fire insurance." I took a deep breath and photographed the screen. Then I set the tablet back exactly where it was. I texted my friend, Sarah, a nurse at the hospital. I need the name of that lawyer you told me about. That night, after Emily was asleep, I sat in my closet, the only place in the house where I could be alone. I let myself feel the anger and betrayal for 10 minutes. Then I got up, washed my face, and got practical. I made a list. First, keep Emily safe. Second, find out what my legal rights were. Third, wait until I had all the facts before I did anything. Sarah texted me back with the name and number of a lawyer, Mrs.
Thompson.
I called her the next day during my lunch break. I told her the whole story, from the day my parents and sister moved in to the present. She asked me a few questions. Is your name the only one on the deed and the mortgage? Yes, I said. Have they ever paid you rent? No written agreement, nothing. And you have sole custody of Emily? Yes, I replied. She said, a family vote has no legal weight. Your parents and sister are licensees, guests you've allowed to stay. You can ask them to leave with proper written notice. I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. I wasn't crazy. I had the law on my side. Mrs. Thompson drafted 3 notices to vacate, one for each of them, and had them served on Thursday. I watched from the kitchen window as my mother collected the mail and dropped the certified envelopes in the junk basket without even opening them. On Saturday morning, I woke up early. I took out the plain manila folder from the bottom drawer of my dresser. Inside were the deed, the mortgage, the notices to vacate, the custody papers, and the printed photos from Ava's tablet. I clipped my hospital badge to my collar, even though it was my day off. I wanted to walk into that room as the calm, capable person I was. By 10:30, the house was full of people. Ava had invited 2 collaborators, a photographer named Jake, and our neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins. My mother was beaming, introducing everyone to Ava's new studio. My father sat in his chair, looking uncomfortable. Emily clung to my leg, holding Mr. Cuddles. My mother announced, "Let's do a toast to Ava and her new beginning, and to our family doing great things together." I stepped forward. "Before the toast, Mom, can you explain to our guests how the family made the decision about Emily's room?" My mother's smile faltered, but she quickly recovered. "We're a close family. We made a decision together. We voted, and we decided this room would be better as Ava's studio. Melissa was outvoted." I set the manila folder on the table and opened it. I held up the deed. "This is the deed to this house. There's only one name on it, mine." My mother laughed nervously. "Of course it's in your name. You handled the paperwork. But it's the family's home." I shook my head. "A home is a deed, and the deed says me. You never paid rent, never signed a lease. You're guests, and now it's time for you to leave." I took out the notices to vacate. "These were served on Thursday. You have 30 days to move out." My mother's face turned pale. "You can evict family. My lawyer says I can," I replied calmly. Ava started to panic. "My launch. My collaborators are here." I said, "They've seen the whole thing." My mother started to shout. "After everything I've done for this family, I lost my house to keep us together, and this is how you repay me." I kept my voice soft. "You didn't keep us together. You moved in and took over. But this is my house, and I'm choosing Emily over your power play." I took out the printed photo of the quit-claim deed. "And this? You were trying to trick me out of my house." The room fell silent. One of Ava's collaborators picked up her bag. "I think we should go." Jake started coiling his cable. "Good luck with everything, Mrs. Jenkins walked over to me. "You did the right thing," she said quietly. My mother started to cry. "How can you do this to me?" I said, "Mom, I think you were scared of being nothing, but that doesn't give you the right to take from me and Emily." My father finally spoke up. "Maureen, sit down. It's over." In the end, Ava left within a week. She found a room with one of her collaborators. My parents took the rest of the month. On the last day, my father stopped by the porch. He looked at me and nodded. "You did right, Melissa." I changed the locks that afternoon. The house was finally mine again. That first free weekend, Emily and I bought glow paint and a new bag of stars. We painted the ceiling again, star by star. Emily named one star after me and one after Max. She added a new star near the window. "What's that one?" I asked. "That's the home star," she said. "So we always know where it is." I realized then that a boundary isn't cruelty. It's what protects the things that matter most. And I'll always protect my daughter and my home, no matter what.